For your safety, remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving. And supervise your children.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
'Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Soar into tower. We are ready for takeoff.
Dead men tell no tale.
I know not who you are, nor how I came to find you. But may I just say, I...
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Scott Atwood.
And I'm Michelle Atwood, and we are the owners of the Main Street Mouse.
And this is the Main Street Mouse Weekly Podcast, show number 144 for May 13th, 2024.
Well, hello.
Hello. Long time no see.
Long time no see. Happy Monday.
It is. Sorry we're a little bit late this week.
Yeah, I had a thing.
You want to tell them what the thing was?
So this afternoon I had to drive across town to go to the Fox 35 studios because I am helping with their streaming service, and they were doing a live show on streaming for, and they wanted to have information about Tiana's and about the cruise line, and what else was the third one? Oh, Cirque du Soleil. And they had me go in to do a live segment.
So let me ask this. So you walked into the studio, and the segment, I mean, they were already live. Obviously, you came in like in between segments. Is that how that worked? Or
Yeah. So I walked around the office, and I talked to some of the people that I usually work with. And this one, I was working with a guy who's only been at the station for a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
And they're from what I understand, they're trying to roll out the new streaming service and have it be an all-day thing.
Oh, cool.
Excuse me. So right now they're doing 2 live shows a day on streaming, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So I didn't record anything because it was live, but I put a couple pictures up on my social media. It's actually was really cool. And normally, I mean, I've done live radio before, and
Right.
my TV segments have always been recorded. So this one was different. I had to sit down and just do the show while it was live, and that's the scary part, because if I say something wrong or stupid or trip over my words, you can't take that back.
No, you're stuck at that point. It was kind of like, and that's what I told you, because when you did live radio, it was very similar to that.
But they can't see my face.
They can't see your face. But you were on with Joe Kelly here at WDBO, and Joe kind of
Joe's a loose cannon.
Yeah, you don't know where Joe's going to go. With like the time you told him do not mention Mickey and Minnie in their new birthday suits. And with first words out of his mouth, so Michelle, tell me about these birthday suits for Mickey and Minnie.
They were supposed to be their celebration outfits or whatever it was. That was when Mickey turned 90. So, but yeah, it's different. But it's learning, and it's giving me self-confidence and making me feel better about myself to have an opportunity like that, just in addition to everything else what's going on. So I feel like when they ask, I can't say no. I have to go.
No, you can't say no to that at all. If they want you out there, you take the opportunity, because you just never know, who you're going to meet while you're there.
Right.
But also, if the segment, you never know what could happen with it. If it could get picked up by other outlets, I mean, could go viral.
Oh,
And
maybe
that's always a possibility.
You always shoot high. I'm just excited to be on local news.
Well, because you always hear about those certain stories that are Disney related that they do eventually, some do go viral because whatever the impact is of what the segment's about. So you never know. I mean,
That's true. I'm trying to be optimistic. You never know what can come of things, and that's why when there's good opportunities like that for television, and you absolutely do it.
oh yeah, and I think with Fox, because Fox is in every major city and every major state or all states, not just the major ones, but all the states are in there. But just any one of those stations could pick up a piece and use it locally where they're at. So you never know, your mom and dad could be sitting at home in Michigan one day watching Fox 2 in Detroit, and all of a sudden you could pop up on the screen.
Hey, you never know. That'd be really cool.
You know,
So,
they
yeah,
better send us pictures if they see.
Yeah, it was just I was proud of myself that I did it, and I did it well, and even though it was live, I didn't choke, I didn't freak out. So
That's good.
a thing.
Because she was, and I'll be honest, you were really nervous going in there. You always get so nervous when these things come up, and you get nerved up, and you're worried, and you're scared. And what did I
just
tell
don't
you?
want to screw up. That's all.
What did I tell you?
I said you'll be fine.
And were you?
Yes.
So there you go. Because you put all those anxieties in your head that none of that ever existed. It's just in your thought process. You're like, well, this could happen. It could, but it could also not happen.
Right, but I think that that's human nature sometimes too, especially for people like myself who have self-doubt, or I'm not 100% confident all the time.
You should be when it comes to that, because you're pretty good doing it. I mean, if you think about even our podcasts, we're one and done takes. We don't edit. We basically
I don't know if you
throw
guys
it
can
out
tell
there.
that we don't edit anything. We just let it rip.
Unless there's a really screw up somewhere within the show, or we say something we shouldn't say, we really don't have to edit anything.
Yeah, we've been pretty good.
Yeah, like I may have to take out it's in every major state. Well, every state.
What?
My thing about Fox News being in every major state rather than just they're everywhere anyway.
Yeah, like they're not in Delaware because it's not major. It's
No, it's not big enough. Not a big enough audience like Rhode Island. When they get a little bit bigger, they might get it. But until then, no, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So, but let's get started with this week's show. We're going to start with our adventures in Florida living.
Which the adventures have not been super adventurous.
They were, and so last week was very hot in Florida.
Oh gosh, yes.
Very hot. Every day, 90s. And a couple of days towards the end of the week, it got to high 90s, and with the heat index was over 100.
Yeah, it was kind of
miserable.
miserable outside.
Which is way too early for this time of year to be there.
Yeah, it felt like July, August
It
here.
did. So we visited our pool at our subdivision. We went there on, actually we were there Saturday. We went there Monday before we recorded last week. And then we went there on Tuesday last week, the day after we recorded.
Yeah.
And somebody got a little sunburnt.
Oh my goodness. I still have a big red, like dark red patch on my stomach. It's not good.
No, you got fried.
I did get fried, but my sunblock can ran out as I was spraying.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I think I got enough. I did not get enough.
No, and you were actually there longer than normally because I dropped you off because I had to run to the post office and I had to run to the store for something. And then I came back. Then I changed. Then I met you up there. And then you were there for another 2 hours with me there.
And I was still floating.
And you were still floating and letting the sun just burn on your stomach. So we made dinner on your belly that night because it was so hot. We could put the meat on and cook it. But yeah, you got, and she didn't really want to go out after that because it was painful. You said they even have clothing, shirts or whatever touching it hurt.
Yeah, I for a couple days afterwards, I just kind of wanted to lay low because it hurt. Especially like the day after, I was just, and it hurts to take a shower. It hurts to sleep because you go to roll over and everything hurts. And yeah, lesson learned. So we bought more sunblock this week.
Yeah, we had to grab some just so we had it. And what's funny is we actually were thinking, we need to get it for when we go on the cruise. Beginning of June, so we had the sunblock for that, but we kind of needed it before that.
Apparently so, because I don't want to walk around like that, and it kind of ruins things to where, what did you say to me like Saturday? You were like, you know what, we didn't get to go back to the pool at all because you're still red.
Well, no, because Thursday was absolutely the hottest day. I think it was 98 degrees, and then the heat index, and I was like, we could have went to the pool that day, but you couldn't because you don't want to double burn. You don't want to put a burn on top of the burn.
You know what? Really even with sunblock on, I don't think, and it was not smart of me to sit there all that time. But honestly, I thought I was good.
Yeah, no.
Nope. I thought wrong.
It wasn't good. So that was on Tuesday, and then Greg came over. We recorded the live, or Greg and Holly came over, but we recorded the live podcast show that day.
For Tuesday.
And then Wednesday, like Michelle said, Wednesday we took it easy. We didn't do anything. Thursday, same. Even Friday, we really still hadn't done much. Grocery store and things like that, but that was all I did. And then we watched we were looking for something to watch on TV Friday night when we were sitting around. We stumbled across the Unfrosted movie on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. So Scott's a big fan of Jerry Seinfeld. We watch Seinfeld reruns all the time. I mean, all the time.
But you're starting to really like them because I watch you pay attention. It used to be you just listened and you'd still be doing whatever you're doing. Now I see you watching the shows and cracking up. especially with putties on the screen.
I like Putty and I like Elaine and I like how they break up all the time for like 20 minutes and they're back together.
You can't drive past an Arby's with going, I'll have the roast beef.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So then on Saturday we I don't think we did much.
Saturday, we did record your podcast because you wanted to do a roundtable podcast.
Yeah, which went off the rails, and I'm not sure when that one is going to be released because I want to edit the crap out of it.
It'll be ready for Thursday. We just got to get working on it. We haven't started. We should have worked on it. We haven't done it, but it won't take that long. Honestly, I don't think it's going to take that long once we get started editing it.
It's a doozy.
But we'll get that done. And then we tried something new for dinner, which we had never had. So if you're in the area and you know where Flamingo Crossing is, we ordered carryout from Ellie Lou's Brews and Barbecue.
Yeah, it's not. It's in Flamingo Crossing, which is right off Disney property, and a lot of people go there. There's that new cool Disney themed ER that's over there too.
Yes, there is Advent Health ER that's over there. That you don't feel like you're in the ER.
No, it's really cool because of course it has to be magical. But anyway, the restaurant is in that same vicinity, and there's like cast member. What are they, apartments and stuff?
Yeah, they're right across the street, the cast member apartments. So that's a little. So if you're at Disney, you're looking for a place to go that's not on 192, Flamingo Crossing. If you go up Western Way near Coronado and just take Western Way, you'll actually go right into Flamingo Crossing, and there's a lot of restaurants over there. A couple little shops, nothing major, but they're building the area up, and it's really coming along pretty well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what else they do over there. They like have Five Below and Target and a couple restaurants.
And I love Five Below.
I know you love Five Below, and you can find Disney stuff at Five Below.
You can, but now the Five Below is getting up to like 25 and above because there's some items in the back that are a little bit higher priced.
Yeah, it's not Five Below anymore. Just like Dollar Tree is not $1 anymore.
Well, yeah, everything's at least $125 in there now.
Or higher. It's just sign of the times, I guess. Like nothing is cheap anymore, and it's really sad.
I know I'm waiting for like the $10 store, and everybody's it's only $10 in there.
And I want to be like boycotting because I'm like, I like Dollar Tree.
That reminds me, do you remember? So when we went to Disney downtown Disney back in the day, there was the $10 or less gift shop at downtown Disney. Yes. I think it's where Goofy's is now, Goofy's Candy Shop.
No, it's where Star Wars.
Is that where? Yes.
Star Wars store.
Yes. And everything in the store was $10 or below. And it was such a great place to get souvenirs before we go back.
And then they had like pick so many for $10 or pick this, and it was like the cheapest place to get souvenirs. Mm-hmm. And it was like, again, it was real Disney merchandise that they sold in the parks, but it's just maybe stuff they had overstock on or just stuff that's kind of outdated or whatever.
Right. I remember we used to always hit that before we go back home because it was a great place to pick up like those last minute souvenirs, like the license plates with the year on it. And I know we bought Vinylmation there, me and Andrew, when it was like the pick 5 for $10 or whatever, of overstock of Vinylmation, and me and Andrew stocked up on them because we were huge into collecting those at the time.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. It's like 2009 or something like that. I don't know. But it was cool. That's when you used to be able to find sale stuff. Now the way they do it. I've seen they like for the 100th anniversary collection, they mark stuff down, or not everything goes right to the outlet.
No, I remember that last year seeing Halloween stuff still in the main stores, just discounted. And usually Halloween hits November 1st, all that stuff goes over the outlet. But last couple years, actually, they've kept a lot of that at the stores at Disney Springs, just discounted, even more so.
And sometimes it's weird because like sometimes you go to certain stores and something is discounted, and you go someplace else and it's full price. Yeah. Or sometimes you go on the Disney store online and it's cheaper there than in the park, or vice versa. It's almost like you have to comparison shop from different parks to online to Disney Springs. You're not always going to get the same price.
No, and I think the reason Disney store online does that a lot now is to get the shoppers, because a lot of people will use a shopper to go get them their merchandise. But now a lot of times you can go on DisneyStore.com, and sometimes the price there is even cheaper than if you have a annual pass discount or a Visa card discount.
I wish they'd let us use annual pass all the time on the Disney store. That would make
my
life easier. I'd probably never shop in the parks.
No, we probably wouldn't actually, because it'd be so much better. But you always gotta look for those best deals, especially nowadays.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you have to. I mean, it's getting to the point that just basic living is hard. Your bills and your food and whatever else. So when you go to, the parks or whatever, and you want to buy yourself a souvenir, or anything really, you want to look out for that best price.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to find them because I mean everything is more expensive now. I mean down to the Diet Coke or the fountain drink.
Everything.
Pretzel with cheese flavored dip or whatever they call it.
Whatever that artificial cheese flavor.
The artificial cheese flavoring in the cup thing that
Yeah.
you put your pretzel on. So it's good. I don't know what it is, but it's good.
I mean, we eat it. We're not judging.
No, we're not judging. We eat it every time, but it's like you look at the cup and it's like not real cheese. I'm like, what am I eating here? It is.
It looks like cheese.
Looks like cheese. Smells like cheese.
Tastes like cheese.
Tastes like cheese.
Not cheese.
Polyurethane. Dipping your pretzel in it, so it'll stick with you for a while. And then yesterday being Mother's Day, which happy belated Mother's Day again
Thank
to
you.
Do you want to talk about what we did for your Mother's Day or how we celebrated it?
Well, we were trying to figure out what to do. Whether beach day, Disney, stuff like that. But the weather was not good. I was gonna do a beach day, and it was raining on the coast.
Yeah, I know. Looked like sunny all week long up until yesterday.
Yeah. So, and then they did have some dining reservations available for Disney, but I really didn't want to spend Disney prices. We gotta watch what we spend. So we ended up going out to this restaurant called Walk-Ons, and it was out in Lakeland, which is like half hour ish away from where we live. And they used to have one right on 192 near Disney.
Yeah.
And then they had one on International Drive that was closer to Universal. And for some reason, the touristy ones closed.
Yeah, both of them, and they were always busy.
They were always busy, which I
get
don't
it.
get. And the food was really, really good. So you happen to get an email
Yes.
from Walk-Ons because he still gets all the stuff, even though we don't have one by us. Well, we ended up going for a late lunch out there, and you had some coupons from your email.
I got my free appetizer. We got our free fried pickles.
Those pickles were good.
They were good. They were a little greasy, but they were still good.
So greasy. So we ended up going out to Walk-Ons, and then they had a mall behind it, and so the boys love to go walk around the mall. So we went over there, and like over half the mall is vacant. It's like a ghost town.
It was. It reminded me of something like you'd see on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it was like a Walking Dead mall.
It was. It was kind of creepy. I mean, there were still a lot of chain stores inside the mall.
But only in a very small section. Everything else was closed down, and it was the weirdest thing. Honestly, it was kind of funny, but it's sad because that mall culture that we grew up with is starting to die out. It depends what mall.
Right.
I know, like, for the Disney area, Mall of Millennia is still busy. Florida Mall is still busy, but a lot of other ones are not.
No, we got to this mall. We didn't know where to park. We had never been there before, so you always look where all the cars are to go in. And so I decided to drive around the outskirts of the entire mall, and half of it was empty. I mean, there was like no cars parked at certain areas.
No.
You look at the doors,
They're
and
all
they're
boarded up.
They're those big rolling doors that come down to the ground so that nobody could get in. I'm like, oh my gosh, how empty is this store? Because we had checked online, there was probably like 60 to 70 stores. It said.
Like, where are the stores?
Yeah, so we finally drove around. There was a movie theater, so we saw that, and then we ended up going a little bit further than that. And there was a Dillard's, and we parked by there, and that's where we went in. And once you got inside, there were stores everywhere.
Yeah, it was all right. It was not.
It was
It was not a very upscale mall. Let's just say
No,
that.
I don't think any of us really spent. I think you bought a $12 shirt.
at a store that's going
Going
out
out
of
of business.
business.
But it wasn't just that one. All that brand is going out of
Right,
business. So
right,
it wasn't
right,
just
right.
like that one. But I could see where it'd just be that store going out of business at that mall.
It was kind of depressing. So do you ever sidebar, do you ever walk someplace, and this is for you guys at home too, and catch a whiff of something, like a smell of something, and it takes you back to like another time?
Oh, yeah.
So I remember summertime in Michigan, going to the mall with my mom, or, running out with my dad, and the smell of air conditioning and shoes. We walked past that athletics store. I forget which one it was.
Oh, yeah. Because they were all together.
Yeah.
There was 5 of them within 6 stores. It was 5 sports stores.
And you could smell like the rubber or something on sneakers.
Mhm.
And it reminded me of back to school shopping when I
Oh,
was
yeah,
a
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
And how, when it was hot outside, we just would go walk around the mall all the time.
Because it was cold.
It was nice and cold, and there was a lot of stores, stuff to do. That a lot of them had movie theaters, restaurants, cheap food like Taco Bell, stuff like that.
Oh, back in the day, you go to the mall and go to Taco Bell, and you'd only spend like $3, and you get enough food to fill you up for hours.
I know, and then you could take your other couple dollars and go buy a pair of earrings or something because you had a little bit left. Not so much. I'm talking from experience.
Right. Not nowadays.
Not nowadays. No, it was just weird, like how the nostalgia, like I could. It just took me back to that time.
Mhm.
But then when I look around, I'm like, this is sad, because
It is.
in an online shopping, didn't now mind you, hypocrite moment. I just said I would shop online at the Disney store if I got a discount.
Mhm.
But that's shopping at home is so much easier.
And that's why you don't see the Disney store in these malls anymore.
No, they don't need to. They don't need to.
They don't need to. And it cuts out a lot of the overhead. I mean, if they don't have to pay rent in a mall to have their store there, plus employees and decor for the store and make it look nice and all that, they save money. But our prices keep going up even if we order online.
That's true.
I mean, but if you look at Amazon, why would you ever need to go to the store?
No. that's what I was thinking. I am part of the problem. I admit it. I am part of the problem because.
Amazon is so easy.
But what did I tell you yesterday? I said I'm looking around all this. I can go on an app and I can order stuff for cheaper. And it's just true. And I think these days, because the economy is such crap right now, people are looking for ways to save money.
Yep.
And if you can find, stuff online that's cheaper, you do it.
And I remember years ago, even before shopping online was a big thing, I hated shopping online because I hated to wait for it.
Oh, I know. I hate that.
And then you pay so much for shipping back in the day. And now everybody's got free shipping if you spend so much, or really cheap
Overnight
shipping.
delivery.
Amazon will have it there between 4 and 7 a.m. So when you get up, it'll be sitting on your doorstep. Or
It's like Christmas.
it is. Or some days you order and it's there by the evening,
I know.
which is just crazy. So yesterday, one of the dogs had an accident in the house, and we used up the last of our carpet cleaner to clean up the mess. And I instantly went on Amazon and ordered another, and it was here today for a carpet cleaner. It's like, why do I even need to go to the store to buy anything? I can just order on Amazon if I don't need it that moment.
Well, yeah. It's just weird how times have changed.
It is. And that's why I think the malls are the way they are, that there's hardly any stores, or there's not as many stores, I should say. Well, I remember there was one mall we used to go to in Michigan, in Monroe.
That is garbage.
Oh, it was so bad.
Ghost Town
It was
Mall.
so bad. Or there's the one here where the DMV is.
Yeah, they have a DMV and a bunch of closed stores.
Yeah, but the one closed, or the one store that's not closed in there, Bath and Body Works, is the old version of Bath and Body
From
Works.
Bath and Body Works from like the 90s. It's just weird.
It's just so weird how it's not been updated, but that mall still has so many stores in it, so it's odd. But
I swear we're going to get to talking Disney.
okay, well then we'll take that segue and go into Disney news. So last week when we talked to you guys, Halfway to Halloween was announced on Monday, and like past years, Halfway to Halloween was a week full of announcements and things coming out, and so we got up Tuesday expecting a whole nother round of emails and announcements. And what happened, Michelle?
No, nothing. For me, it was a little bit of a letdown because I love a good party. Now, mind you, this is not a party, but it's a week-long celebration of content,
Right.
and it's fun, and it's something different. Like when they do Halfway to the Holidays, they have all the Christmas announcements and previews of Christmas merchandise and all of that, and I think it's a great thing to get people excited for what's to come.
Right.
I was very surprised that this year they really didn't do much to celebrate it.
No, it was like they put out those announcements on Monday, and then
They're like, okay, bye.
we'll talk to you guys in August.
See you later.
Yeah, we'll tell you more about the parties in August when they come out, and I'm sure they'll have little drops here and there of stuff. But it was kind of sad that I was waiting for more and we didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. And they didn't really change that much for their Halloween festivities or anything. So
No, but the party did go up a little bit. The starting price went up by $10.
did it really? I
for the
didn't even
party.
look at that part.
Yeah, it went from, I think last year the cheapest party was $109. This year it's $119. But still the cap was $179. Was the more expensive part. Maybe it hit $219 on Halloween. I can't remember, but it was the high price stayed the same, but the beginning price went up by $10.
That's a lot of money for one evening.
It is, and if you have a family of 4 that you're going to do that for, you're looking at $800 almost, or $700 for the 4 of you to get into the party. Plus, if you decide to go to the park earlier in the day.
Right, and I know that Christmas tickets cost even more
Right.
than Halloween, and that's why the past couple of years we haven't been able to take the kids at Christmas time. We just
Right.
go on a random day to see the Christmas decorations and stuff, and not the Halloween party because it's so expensive.
Yeah, the parties have just gotten outrageously priced, and we usually go opening night for media because we have to,
Right.
for both parties, Halloween and Christmas. And then if we get lucky, we go to another party. It depends though, because like last year, we didn't know if Disney was going to invite us to the opening night.
Yeah, they don't tell us right away.
They don't tell us, and tickets went on sale, and we're like, well, and it was going to sell out. So we're like, well, do we get tickets just in case they don't invite us? And that's what we did last year. We bought tickets, and then like 2 days later, oh, you're invited to the first party of the Halloween season. It's like, oh, come on.
So what we did was we just took those tickets for that night and let the boys use them so we could all go. So we got in with media, and then the kids got to walk around. So that saved us a lot of money.
I did.
At Christmas time, not so much.
No, but we did the same thing with Jollywood Nights. Jollywood Nights tickets dropped, and we didn't know if we were going to be
We
invited.
bought them.
So we bought Jollywood Nights tickets, and they're like, "Oh, here you go, Jollywood Nights invites." It's like, son of a bullshit. But those ones, we were able to move those nights that we had bought for opening night. We moved them to the last night of the party, which
Yep.
I'm glad we did, because the opening night of Jollywood was such a chaotic mess
It
that
was a
we got
hot
to go
mess.
back
Yeah.
to the last night and see how they had fixed a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, it was a lot better by the end of
It was.
the whole 10-night thing.
right.
I'm very curious though when they do halfway to the holidays if they are bringing Jollywood Nights back.
I really hope they do, because I think they fixed a lot of it.
I think they should give it another go. Just make some adjustments. That's all.
Exactly. So was there anything Halloween that did drop that day, since you've had a week now to think about it, that you're really kind of looking forward to with Halloween this year? Is there anything new that's coming that you're excited about, or not? Nothing really. She has such a perplexed look on her face right now.
No. I guess. I always like to see the new merchandise, so
Right,
that's
of
a
course.
good thing. As far as the parties, I mean they're pretty much the same parties all the
Right.
time.
I know there'll be like the food drops of like the different food treats that'll be around, but a lot of those are the same usually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. See, and I think we talked about this last week. Or I talked about it on my show last week. I can't remember. I'm always talking and I don't remember where I say it. But how the difference with Universal's Halloween Horror Nights is each year it's different
Right.
houses, it's different themes.
Yes. I think you talked about that on your show. I don't think we
Was
talked
it?
about it here.
Okay, so I look forward to that now, even though that stuff scares me. But the cool part is, so Not So Scary is the same party every year, basically. Okay, so this year Mickey and Minnie get a new outfit.
Right. But if you don't even go see them, it doesn't even matter if they got new outfits. I mean, you see it in the parade, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't make this stuff up. So, but if you want to compare over at Universal, their Halloween parties are never the same.
Nope.
It's different scare zones, it's different houses, it's different themes,
Yes.
it's different. I mean, if you really like a year that has some good houses, and then
Right.
you're kind of bummed because next year it's not going to be those same houses.
right, yeah.
And then, they might come back around in a few years, but there's variety. And I think that Disney could use some of that variety.
Mm-hmm.
I-
Yeah.
Don't you?
No, that's what I was thinking. It's like Universal does it. That's why people come back year after year after year to Universal's party, because it's always different. Where Disney, if you did it last year, you might think about, well, we did it last year and it really hasn't changed in the last
Same
10
party.
years. Yeah, I mean, you see Jack Skellington, but he's been there for 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, I think so.
So that was the highlight a couple years ago when they added Jack Skellington walking out on the castle stage. But you've seen it.
And you could see him at Jollywood Nights.
You can, which was fantastic to see him that close.
That was the coolest thing.
That was the coolest. You really got to see what that puppet is, because at the Halloween party, unless you're right up on the stage, you really don't see it that clearly. So
Yeah, I mean, he looks really big up on the castle stage, but to see him right in front of you is a whole different thing. So
right.
even if they didn't bring Jollywood Nights back, I would hope that they would do the Nightmare Sing-Along,
Yes,
because that was fantastic and it's better than the Frozen one.
and would give us an overlay. like how they have in
Yes.
California, they have the overlay of the Haunted Mansion with Jack Nightmare Before Christmas. It would give us something at Christmas time that makes it a little bit different for us.
Yes, I agree.
Because
But
don't they do a Frozen? They change up Frozen at the holidays. to
they
like-
changed some songs, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have the Nightmare Before Christmas thing.
I definitely would.
Yeah, so we need to start a petition. Change.org.
Yeah, because that stuff works.
Hey, there's people who are trying to get a Splash Mountain not to go away.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's almost done, but hey, they're trying to.
You know what? That happened again yesterday, or was it
Mhm.
today? I don't know if yesterday or today. But I have this person that every time I put something out about Tiana's,
Yes.
they're like, "Bring Splash Mountain back, or we boycott." No, you boycott.
Yeah, you can boycott because the ride's almost
The
done.
ride's almost done.
Or it might actually be done. They might just be tweaking little things because we're going to be doing a preview here
a couple weeks.
for media in a couple weeks. And then I guess this is a perfect segue because we were going to go into that the announcements that came. I think it was yesterday that they dropped the news, wasn't it? Or was it Saturday? About Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But they dropped the opening date
Was yesterday.
was yesterday, and that's going to be June 28th.
Yes.
For everybody listening. Also, you said tomorrow, I believe, the 14th, they're supposed to drop some information as far as previews for annual pass holders and such.
So they're tomorrow. Disney teased out today that there's going to be information about pass holder previews, DVC previews,
Oh, wow.
and also a special preview opportunity, which I think is going to be a paid thing,
Oh, wow, really?
With
Okay.
D23.
Oh.
But all that's supposed to be out in the morning, so I'll definitely be watching. for
So
that.
be watching the Main Street Mouse tomorrow on our social channels for that to drop. What are you looking forward to most with Tiana's?
I am looking forward to the animatronics.
Yeah, I know. They look great.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we were going to talk about tonight was the audio animatronics for
Mm,
Tiana's Bayou Adventure are top notch.
they are.
They are more advanced than what we're used to seeing. Now, granted, Disney has been using audio animatronics since the beginning,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
for years, since
Mhm.
always.
The Tiki Room, they created the first little birds. that did
Pirates
it,
of the
and then they moved on to
Caribbean and
Pirates and the Mansion.
Mansion. So this
and-
is not a new concept, but the technology is amazing because it really looks like these characters popped out of the movie.
It does.
And to kind of sidebar / segue it, so the new area Tokyo Disney Sea
Mm-hmm.
that people are buzzing about,
Right. Fantasy Springs, is that what it's called?
yeah, I
Okay.
believe so. They use those advanced animatronics there, and people are raving about how amazing they are, how high tech they are, and that we don't have them here is what they're complaining about.
And I heard there was a ride over there you kind of really want to check out a little bit. You're just interested a little bit because you've showed me quite a few videos regarding that new ride that's opening over there that you're
You
excited
know
about.
what? You know what?
Well, I'm excited for it too. It's cool to see it, but I wish we could get it here.
Okay, so this is one time that I actually feel vindicated in my love for Tangled because all these videos came out in the past week of the new Tangled ride. Now, mind you, there's a new Frozen ride and a Peter Pan thing, but
Eh.
we're going to talk about Tangled. It's
Yeah.
getting the most buzz. And it's like the similar to like the Little Mermaid ride we have here or
Okay.
whatever. That's a kind of a
The story.
but it's a boat
yeah.
instead of a doom buggy type of thing.
Uh-huh.
But it tells you the story of Tangled, and the animatronics are spot on.
Yeah.
Just like Tiana's are here.
Mhm.
And then as you go through the ride, because I watched a spoiler of the ride, and the last scene is Flynn and Rapunzel in the boat, and it's the lantern room with all the lanterns, and people are losing it
Oh, I bet.
online because first of all, how awesome is that? Second of all, why does she only get a bathroom here? And people are like, the stuff over there is so much better than what we have, so much more advanced. Now, mind you, I read today that Disney only owns 40% of what's going on over there.
Okay.
So other people have a hand in those parks.
Mhm.
But you got to hand it to those people that have that hand because
Right.
it's just better. I'm going to say it. Their technology is just better and we're getting to see a preview of that with Tiana's. And they keep talking about like this Beyond Thunder Mountain area that they're going to put new attractions
The
stuff
Blue Sky.
allegedly.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, couldn't you put some of those newer rides back there?
Yeah.
Because people were kind of, especially with the Tangled one, because it's got such little representation, people were freaking out over the Tangled ride. Like, we need something like that in the States. And I agree, of course. And I watched the ride through because I'm afraid to fly. And I don't know if we would ever be able to go do Tokyo Disney Sea. I would love to, but flying and cost.
Well, and I know, so when it first dropped, you were like, oh my gosh, I want to go see this. And then like 2 days later, you're like, I don't know if I want to see it now, because it was part in Japanese and part in English.
I thought it was all Japanese.
You thought it was all Japanese. So you
of course, it's in Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
so of
I'm
course
not
they're
being
gonna
an
see it.
entitled American.
No. So you're like, I don't know if I want to see it because I'm not going to understand. Even though
Yeah,
you
I'm
would
not
know
gonna
the words, you
understand
wouldn't
it.
understand exactly what they're saying. And then the next day, you're like, you're watching a video again. I said, I thought you gave up on that. You're like, well, no, it's part English now too. So it's like all of a sudden you're
As long as I can understand a little bit of what's going on.
interested in it again. Now, cost-wise, it's actually not as expensive as you would think to go to Japan. It's almost the same price to go to California for us.
And their tickets out there, you guys, are like $60-some for a day at a park. Now, Walt Disney World is double that.
Or triple.
Or
depending on the
triple.
day.
Like, to order a Coke is like $1.25 out there instead of like $5.
Yeah.
It's much cheaper to enjoy the parks out there. It's just a matter of getting there. Now, I don't know. I'm guessing that their resorts are cheaper than what we have here too.
I would think so. If the park
parks
tickets are affordable, I would assume the resorts are in line with that there's not a big difference. I know we had talked that we do want to go to Disneyland Paris one day.
Right.
Because they have Tangled stuff coming to there. It's not
Yeah,
there
there's some
yet,
sort of a
correct?
Tangled attraction that's coming.
Yeah, so we definitely and I want to go there because I want to see the Marvel Hotel that Disney built out there. Because that's the other Avengers campus is out there.
Yes.
Currently, and there's a third one. Is it Shanghai? They got another Avengers. I can't remember. There's
I don't
three
know, but
Avengers
the Avengers campus out in Paris has like a drone show. It looks like Spider-Man is up
Yep.
on the tower. Well, not the tower. It's Mission Breakout.
Right.
Different things. And wasn't it recently they put out video of Tangled suites at their hotel out there too?
Yeah, so the Disneyland Paris Hotel has a suite that I don't know if it's one or multiple suites, but it's decorated and themed towards Tangled. I think there was a Frozen one, there was a Tangled one.
Yeah.
I thought there was another one, but I can't remember offhand. I don't want to say Peter Pan, but I don't know if that's true. But it was themed that, and I remember looking, like the bookcase in the room had like Pascal's dress hanging up, the one he wore in the movie. Just little things like that, little
Nods
nods to the movie and such. So it definitely would be a dream of yours to see all that.
It would. I mean, times are tough, so these are things that would have to be down the road somewhere. But it's good to have goals, and maybe if you put a little money aside and save up. I mean, I would give myself a 5-year window. Like within 5 years, I would like to be able to see one of the international parks, and I don't think that's too big of a stretch.
I'm leaning towards Disneyland Paris because I want to see Phantom Manor.
Yeah.
That's the one I would love to see, but who knows? But the animatronics, though, I'm really excited about seeing the Tiana ones. I remember like when the Seven Dwarf ones came out for the Mine Train, everybody was excited about those. And then we saw the Shaman for Pandora, which is a great animatronic. And then you actually got to see video before a lot of people did of the Spider-Man that's used in Avengers Campus out in California that is not attached to anything.
Right,
He's
the jumping one.
He's a jumping robot that can land and do all this stuff and just the Terminator.
Do you want to know how? So another sidebar. You want to know how petty people are? I mean, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
So speaking of Twitter, people. I told you, people. I'm not kidding. You guys can go look this stuff up yourself. People are downright irate and irritated at what's going on over in Tokyo as opposed to what we got. So what they did. So there's this scene in the new Frozen ride. Okay. Where it's Anna and Elsa. And Anna's frozen, and I guess Elsa thaws her out.
Okay.
And like you see all this like not pixie dust, but all this like
crystals.
Yeah,
or
all this
just-
kind of stuff.
yeah.
And then her cape is frozen up in the air, and all of a sudden it falls down like right into place, and people are like perplexed. Like, how do they do that? The special effects, their faces are
Mhm.
different. So people put pictures up like Elsa in Tokyo versus Elsa here, and it's just like that screen that goes out sometimes where it's not really a face.
Yeah.
And then they show you the animatronics out there. So, and people are really kind of busting their chops about this stuff online. So, and I'm not saying that Disney's going to listen to people because they usually don't. But if
No.
they decided to, I think bringing some of that better technology here would serve them well.
Oh, I think it'd be great if they did that here. I mean, I think it'd be so much better if we could have some of that technology come here. Because I remember when Shanghai opened and the Pirates ride out there,
Oh, yeah.
and how advanced that was.
Way advanced.
Way advanced. And I would love to ride it, but I'm not going to Shanghai anytime soon
No.
to see it. So it's like, will I ever get to see that technology here? So I can only hope that eventually they'll bring something here.
But see, with something like that, I would love to see the Pirates out there. I
Right.
wouldn't want them to do it here because
No.
ours is classic.
Yeah, I don't want to lose the nostalgia of what we have here. I don't want to upgrade. I want to keep it the way it is now, the way it was for many years. The only addition's been Jack Sparrow, and then the change in the Red the Pirate scene.
Which I think is kind of silly.
Yeah,
but
it was kind of silly, but Jack being added, I think, was a necessity. But I wouldn't want to lose the rest of the ride.
No, and it's a Walt classic, and there's something to be said for classics. But I think you can keep what gives people that nostalgia
Right.
and happiness and memories of their childhood and all that good stuff. But also, when you're making some new things, incorporate some of the
Yes.
new technology. Not saying go back and change what's already there.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they say there's something beyond Big Thunder Mountain. I guess we will just wait and see. But as far as we do know, Disneyland is getting ready to do an expansion over the next 10 years
Yes.
out there. It was approved by the Anaheim City Council.
Yes.
To
So
expand.
they're going to be expanding out there. As to what exactly, I don't know.
Yeah, they put out a thing that how much money they're going to spend, and I think it was 1.4 billion into the parks or 1.8 billion into the parks. Actually, I have it here.
And I think they're
somewhere.
getting a Tangled ride in Disneyland.
Of course they are, because why not?
Of course they are.
Why would they not? But Disneyland, I think it's really cool to see Disneyland expanding, because Disneyland, unlike Walt Disney World, you don't just go down a road and all of a sudden it's all Walt Disney World. Disneyland, you can be driving down the street and there's a Walgreens across the street and you look over and that's Cars Land.
Yeah, it's very weird how it's like in the middle of a residential block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
With, like hotels, and there's like a Denny's and McDonald's. It's strange. When the first time we went out to Disneyland, I was so confused because we're driving and there's the Walgreens and then there's some taco joint, and all of a sudden you see the back of Galaxy's Edge. You're like, what?
Yep. And I was wrong. So what they've committed to spending is $30 million for affordable housing in Anaheim, $8 million for parks, and $85 million in traffic improvements and pedestrian safety. Is what Disney is going to be working with Anaheim to do. My question is, where are they going to build? Because we've driven the entire square around
Right.
Disneyland, so it's like, where are you going to add?
I think on the side of their parking lots, they have a bunch of empty land over there, but the setup is so different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they will find a way to incorporate it all together.
Well, I'm sure. So I remember when the first time, well, not the first time, but when I went to Disneyland when I was in 10th grade, my dad took me. My dad lived in Vegas. I was out in Vegas visiting him, and we went to Disneyland with my uncle to go see my other uncle who was stationed in San Diego at the time. And we went to Disneyland for the day. And California Adventure was it wasn't even a dream, I don't think, at that point, but that was where California Adventure sits, was Disneyland's parking lot
Right.
at one time. And when me and you went back there in 2017, and I was looking, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there was a parking lot here at one time. And now it's a whole nother park. So it was kind of cool to see that change so many years apart. It's kind
Right. And now you'll get to see what they're going to do next.
Right. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do out there. I love California. I love Disneyland. California is so much better than Walt Disney World.
Yeah, it's got more meaning and more nostalgia out there, like hands down.
It does. And the park is pretty easy to navigate. I mean,
It is. It's just so much easier. It's
And
so
they-
much easier.
and they have beignets.
And they have beignets.
Great beignets. Not just good. They're great.
Tony Tiger.
Tony Tiger.
Speaking of beignets, now over at Tiana's, they changed the stores outside there to,
Oh, that's right.
Critter Corner, and then there was
Yes,
something
and
else.
that's here.
Yes, here.
Walt Disney World.
Yes. So, I'm hoping that somewhere they're going to have a beignet stand around that attraction somewhere.
Well, they could put it at the Frontier one that used to be the McDonald's fry booth.
Yep.
So they could put a beignet booth right there. It'd be perfect. It's not too big, and just beignets all day.
Beignet all day.
Beignet
I
all
am
day,
down.
yeah. I think they could do that actually right there. I think it would work perfectly.
Yeah, but would they be as good as California?
No, because our water
Probably
is
not.
horrible here in Florida.
You can't beat a California beignet. I mean, even at French Quarter here, they sell them.
And they're not bad.
They're not bad, but they're not Disneyland.
No,
Like everyone says, the food at Disneyland is better, and it's true.
it is. And I just remember those butterscotch beignets.
Oh my
We had
gosh, those live in infamy.
Oh my god, I'm calling us out, but I think we had a 6-pack bag every day. We were there for the 4 or 5 days we were there.
We were.
I think at least 1 6-pack a day, and that was.
And we were not even sorry for it.
Not even sorry. We actually sat there and go, should we get another one? Should we
Maybe
get
we
another
should
bag?
get 2 bags.
Maybe we should get 2 because we can't have these next week. So we'll get them now.
Delicious.
Yeah, they were delicious. So that is one thing they do in Disneyland. If you've never been to the it's the Mint Julep Bar. They have every month, I think it is, they change up and they have a special beignet that's a flavor. So we were there last year, and I think it was pumpkin spice, which we're not
We
big
didn't
fans.
get.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
not
not
a pumpkin spice person.
But you can always get the powdered sugar ones, which are just as good. Messy, but good.
Yes.
You always walk away with white powder all over you.
Sounds great.
You need like a big bib napkin on you to keep that from.
And the whole area in the Mint Julep Bar is white stuff.
It's
all
all
over
white. It looks like it
all over
snowed.
all over the floor, all over the chairs.
It's kinda
But worth
crazy,
it.
isn't it? It is. One other thing I wanted to mention in Disney news before we hopped over to other stuff. So I don't know if you read it. I did put out the blog this week, but Marvel and ILM Immersive Stories put out a new Marvel What If game or storyline game thing that's coming to the Apple Vision Pro, which is their virtual reality system, which costs you only a mere $3,500
That's it.
to buy that one.
I'll get 7.
Oh, okay. I just wanted 1, but if you want to order 7 of them, that's cool too. But it's going to be you can step into the world of Marvel in the Vision Pro and be in there fighting.
Oh my
with
God, you'd be
characters.
all over
Oh my
that.
God, I would never get off of that. I'd be on it all the time, walking around and fighting characters and stuff. But I saw some of the screenshots and things like that. It looks really cool, but it's that $3,500 to buy the Vision Pro that I just don't have that kind of money laying around just to go buy a virtual reality system. I have the MetaQuest one that they gave us.
They gave it to us.
They gave it to us. I think I've used it twice. And it's up in my closet on the top shelf.
See, we meanwhile, like we always say, oh, we're going to do this or we're going to make time for that. And then we're so busy working and doing stuff all the time. We don't make time for those things.
And when we have downtime, well, we're not even thinking about that kind of stuff. We're thinking about, I just need to rest because I know I have this tomorrow or this the next day. So we always have the good intentions. We always want to get more involved with this stuff. And lately I've been messing around with my 3D printer a lot, trying to do new stuff with that. So that's been a lot of my free time lately. Is with
Yes,
that.
it has.
So, but I'm working on some big projects over there.
I know you are.
Even though I got to fix it now. But still, it's all good.
We've been trying to get something out of that thing for years. So
Fine, but we're getting closer now, I think.
it's getting there.
Finally.
You can't rush perfection.
But that's right, you can't. If you want perfect, you got to make it. It takes time to get there.
Like anything we do is perfect. But anyway.
Hey, we do it better than most people do.
Okay.
So next up is other attractions, pop culture, and more. So I found a couple things. Last week we put out, so Aquatica is adding a new glow night.
Like H2O glow night.
Like H2O glow nights. And I know I have it here somewhere. Yeah, it's called Aqua Glow. And they're going to have all kinds of like neon lights all over the park and like that. And then there's like a bubbles.
It's like
or
a soap party.
soap party where everything's going to glow in the dark and all that stuff. So it's a lot of neon, a lot of the bright colors and such. But if you've never been to Aquatica, it's a great water park.
I like
Honestly.
Aquatica.
For the price of what they charge to get in that
Big
park.
and there's a lot to do.
I love the fast river. They don't have a lazy river. They have a fast river.
Yeah, it sweeps you away. It is not lazy whatsoever.
It does. So when you get to the point where you can get out, there's like 3 spots, you will see people wait there for their family and they just grab them and they like put them to the side
You grab someone's arm as they're flying by.
and hope they're your family.
Yeah, hopefully hopefully that person belongs to you.
I know I wore water shoes one time and I felt like I was surfing or I was
Mm-hmm.
skiing on the bottom because it glides you so fast through there. It's really relaxing, but it's also fun.
Yeah, it's an affordable park and I like it. I think it's a great park, and I'd be curious to see what that's all about.
I know. I'm hoping that they invite us out to
I hope
that,
so, too.
just to see what it's like to.
Usually we're on
experience
that
it.
list, but let's hope we get it.
Right. Another thing that came out this weekend. This is kind of Disney related, but it's actually Universal Pictures putting it out, and I can't believe this. The Muppet movie is coming back in theaters for its 45th anniversary.
Oh,
1979, that movie first came out.
oh my.
And so June 2nd and 3rd, it's going to be back in theaters. We did put the article out last week. Fathom Events is doing it. So you can go back and you can see the original Muppet movie back on the big screen, which growing up, that was just a classic to see. I remember when it finally did make it to regular TV and you could watch it on television. It was great. But I do remember seeing it, not probably the 1979 version, but I do remember.
No, in the
sometime it was-
80s, when we were kids, you could watch it on HBO.
Yeah, and I remember it back in theaters at one point.
I don't
I don't know if it
recall.
was like the Dollar Theater or what, but I remember seeing it in the theaters also. So it was really kind of cool. But yeah, that's coming back in theaters. So I think that'd be kind of fun to go see. Okay.
Nostalgic, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be nostalgic just to see the whole movie and see all those scenes again. I think it'd be fun to see.
Yeah, I
But
would.
anything else you can think of for other attractions? I know. Oh, you mentioned HHN earlier, Universal Halloween Horror Nights. Now they haven't made an official announcement about anything yet.
No, but they've been dropping hints. And today, the hint, they don't say anything. They're
Right.
just showing things, and people are trying to figure it out. They showed like a street gutter
Yeah.
today. So people are wondering if they're doing something off the movie It.
Right.
Having Pennywise down there. Somebody said, "Oh, they're doing Ninja Turtles." I don't think that's it.
That wouldn't be scary, but you know what I thought it could be too after, and it just hit me after we talked about it earlier. It could be something to do with Ghostbusters. Because the slime, because wasn't there a scene in one of the films where the gutter had the slime coming up through it? So I'm just wondering if it could be with the latest Ghostbusters movie just coming out.
But it's like they walked over to the drain and looked down.
That's probably Pennywise.
I'm going to guess it's Pennywise.
Who would you rather have? Would you rather have the newer Pennywise or the older Pennywise? Which one scares you more?
Oh, they both scare me. The first one, Tim Curry's Pennywise, I remember seeing that when I was little, and those teeth,
Yes.
he was terrifying.
Mhm.
There was just something about it that was terrifying. Now the new one is creepy in different ways.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I don't like clowns. I don't like scary clowns. I actually don't even like non-scary clowns. It's just not my thing. And
Okay.
I've always been afraid ever since Poltergeist because
Oh,
that clown
yeah.
takes the kid under the bed and like and all
Right.
that stuff. No. So if it's anything to do with clowns, I probably won't go in.
I would like to see it though if it's Tim Curry's. And I think it's because the nostalgia of that. As a kid, that was frightening. That was
Terrifying.
so scary to see him.
And that movie was on like regular TV. It was like on Channel
was.
7 on a Sunday night or something.
And it was a two-parter.
Yeah.
You had the one night where it was the younger kids, and then the second night was when they were adults.
Uh-huh.
But just to see his version of it, I think it'd be cool if they incorporated both. So you go into some rooms and you see Bill Skarsgård, or not, I can't think of his first name. Is it Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah.
Yeah. His version of it or Tim Curry's version of it. I just think it'd be cool if they had them both somehow incorporated into the house.
Equally not my favorite thing, and I probably freak out.
But you got to do it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You'll be fine.
If I keep my head down.
What's the worst he's going to do?
It's not that. It's I told you. Jump scares. Don't like them. And the fact that I went 2 times last year is huge for me.
But, okay, so you talk about jump scares. Now, you went to the Chucky house. What other type of scare are they going to do in a Chucky house with a doll? It has to be a jump scare.
No, I'm telling you that some jump scares, I don't like any of them. Let's just throw that out there. But some, like Chucky doesn't scare me. I mean, that's startling me. But like a house that is like has like nasty things like coming out at you, like crazy clowns or murderers or zombies or anything like that, no.
So years ago, you didn't go. Me and Andrew went. The first year we had Halloween Horror Nights tickets with our Universal Pass. Andrew and I went, and we went to the Trick or Treat house.
See, I would love to
with
see that.
Sam. Now, Sam, he didn't necessarily jump out at you, but he would just appear. You'd be like walking by, and he would just stand in front of the doorway, and then he'd just walk back.
See, I could handle that.
He really wasn't scary. There was, I think, one scene where he actually had his the sucker,
Yes.
and he like pointed it at you or whatever as you walked by, but it was no big deal. That was the only house that got me in a scare though, because you walk through the entire house, and then you're walking through the garage, and there's a car in the garage, and all of a sudden it started up, and it startled me. That was the only thing that really got me in that house though. But I was with friends who we had met up there, And we're walking through, and they know all the scare actors at Universal. I mean, they know them.
That would
all.
be easier for me because you had told me many times that they were all saying, the scare actors were saying hi to them.
They
so
were.
It took the fear away. So I would love to see another Trick or Treat house,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a deal breaker.
Okay.
My deal breaker are those school bus kids that come out of the water.
The what is that? Quarry.
Out of the quarry, and how at the end they show up on the dude's porch.
Yes.
Yeah, nope. See, and it's one of those things that, so I hate that movie, but I love that
But I
movie.
can see you watch it every time it's
I
on
know.
TV.
It's like I'm glutton for punishment.
Mhm.
And I've only seen the one that's on, like, TV.
Right, the AMC version of
Yeah,
it
and that's
edited.
plenty for me.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's gross enough. They allow more graphic things on regular TV now. I
Right.
mean, it's just nasty. That movie was so weird. It's just so weird.
There's so many storylines going on at one time too.
Yeah. So I mean, like a house like that, I probably would go in for morbid curiosity,
Okay.
but I would probably hate it.
So one house I heard that's coming to HHN, and I don't know if this is a rumor or if it is true, but I did hear Freddy Krueger's house is coming.
That's a rumor.
So, but I hope it does, because I don't think it's been many years since they've had Nightmare on Elm Street house.
This is true.
And that would be cool if you walk up to like the porch and everything. It looks like the house on Elm Street.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either.
And if Michael Myers comes back, we'll have to get Paula down here.
Yeah,
on that one.
I like to assess the situation to see what I could possibly do that's not going to throw me into a panic attack. So that's how I gauge it. Like how bad is it going to be for me?
What was the new character they added? Like Dr. Longfellow? Was that his name? Or
Was that his name?
the one who ran the circus? So he had the circus tent that we went
He
into.
looked like Dr. Facilier.
Kinda. He did.
Yeah.
Zombie version of Dr. Facilier.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy was.
But I hope he's back, because he was supposed to be a new character they were going to be adding.
He was kind of cool because he walked around and stuff, and he wasn't really scary. He was just weird.
It's just weird. I thought it was Dr. Longfellow. I could be, or Oddfellow. Dr.
Oddfellow, not
That's it.
Longfellow.
He was pretty tall. So he could have been one.
Oh my God, I want to touch on that one.
Okay, so we're getting close to our time, so I have to ask you your weekly question.
Oh, it's that time already?
It's that time. We're getting close to the hour.
Okay.
So, this week's question: if the Imagineers came and said, Michelle, we want to build a new hotel, and we want your input. What do you think the theme of the new hotel would be? What would you choose?
And it can be anything I want?
Anything you want to, but it needs to be Disney related,
Obviously.
You can't put Pennywise at Disney.
Yeah, I want Universal Monsters.
Oh my God, I wish. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. I'm going to say Haunted Mansion Hotel.
Okay.
Because I think it would do really well. I'm talking like the wallpaper on the walls, candelabras. There's a lot they could do with that. Little special effects in the room.
Yeah.
Um,
I know they've done rooms at certain hotels, but not the whole hotel.
Right. Like it would be cool to walk in and see like the cobwebs on like the light fixtures. I think that they could do something like that it wouldn't be necessarily Halloween. It's something that they could do all year round because that ride is popular all year round.
It is. And I think, and like you, I think they could do a lot with that, and then have everybody wearing the butler or the maid clothes.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really fun though that you could have like different things throughout it. So you have a bride area, maybe, or show the attic. Do you want to stay in the attic this week? I mean,
yeah, different themes of the room, like singing bus room or
Madame Leota's room.
Madame Leota's room.
And have stuff floating on the ceiling. Like with special effects, you could have stuff like floating in the air and such like that. I think it'd be really kind of cool.
I mean, kids might not be jazzed about it if they're afraid. I mean, it's not scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit spooky maybe for a kid.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think it would be a whole lot of fun.
I think it'd be fun. And it's Disney, so there's not going to be anybody jumping out and scaring you unless you see the Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to stay in the Hatbox Ghost room because what if he laughs in the middle of the night and his face glows? Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, that'd be ultimate. If he was like, so he'd be like your Alexa. Time to get up.
No.
I think it'd be fun. But, well, I guess anything else on that?
I don't think so.
No, I agree with you, though. I think Haunted Mansion 1 would be nice. My second would be a Pirates.
Pirates Hotel would be super fun,
Yeah, it'd be
too.
cool. It'd make all the rooms look like Pirates ships, the inside of the ship. So I think it'd be kind of cool to do that. But
And a character dining with Captain Jack.
oh, see, they're missing the mark with that one.
Yes, they
They
are.
definitely could be doing something like that, especially in California, because the actors out there who play Jack, not that they're not good here,
But they look like him out there.
Yes.
There's one particular cast member out there that people mistake him for the real Johnny Depp all the time.
Was he the one that was there on, I think it was May 5th? There was some people have said it was Jack, or it was Johnny Depp was there on May 5th. Because
No.
they said he talked about stuff that they're not, he was talking about Star Wars, and Jack Sparrow cast members aren't allowed to talk about anything else outside of that. And the Jack Sparrow who was walking around on May the 5th was talking about Star Wars and stuff like that. And that's why a lot of people led to believe that it was Johnny Depp.
I don't believe it was. I
No?
saw the pictures.
Okay.
And here's why. The actor looked like Captain Jack 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
He was a younger guy.
Mhm.
But he seriously is spot on. He has fooled so many people out there.
That's cool.
He probably would fool me too, and I probably would be like, oh my gosh, it's Johnny Depp. But
I wish just once to be able to see that, though. See Johnny in the park playing Jack Sparrow.
well, they're gonna have to give him some major apologies, or
They owe him a major apology.
They owe him a lot.
Universal
actually.
owes him a major apology too.
Yes, they do. So that's why I'm thinking there's no way that's
Yeah, I
Johnny
mean, I
Depp.
know he still does it for like the kids in the
for
hospitals and such
stuff,
like
but
that.
I don't think he doesn't really love Disney right now, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't. They'd have to apologize, and it's in his eyes. It's not about the money. It's just
He doesn't need the money.
No, it's just apologize. You
Right,
guys were
it's
wrong. Admit you were
principle.
wrong.
Yes.
And I will come back and help, and we can do the next movie, and
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that.
we'll see though. But anyway, so that is the end of our show this week. We want to thank you guys for listening. I want to mention our official travel sponsor at the Main Street Mouse is MEI Mouse Fan Travel. If you need any travel for anything in the world, if you want to go anywhere, MEI Mouse Fan Travel, they can help you guys. We have banners all over our site. If you click on any of those banners, it will take you to their site, and you can fill out a no cost, no obligation quote form, and somebody from their staff will get back to you. They're great. They will do everything for you, and it costs you nothing.
Nothing.
Not a dime out of your pocket goes to them. So if you need help, they will help you plan your dinners, your passes, everything you need. They will take care of it all for you. So reach out to them. They will help you. Also want to mention TMSM Radio. If you're sitting at work and you want to listen to Disney music, go to tmsmradio.com and just hit the play button. You can listen to the Main Street Mouse's music all day long, and we have different themes that change throughout the day and different. It's never the same set list every day because I have a lot of tracks in there, and it plays them on a random order. So you should hear something new every day. We also at like 8 o'clock we play fireworks music. At 3 o'clock we play parade music. So it just depends what time you're listening to. You might hear a different type of music, I guess you could call it, without a better word. I can't think of anything.
And also, don't forget Lost Princess Apparel, your spot for Disney themed leggings, skirts, shirts, bags, dresses, all of the above.
And are you having a sale right now, Michelle?
We are having a sale right now. So we were just talking about Halloween. All of our Halloween attire is marked down big time. So go to lostprincessapparel.com, and it's only while supplies last. So if you want to get some early Halloween outfits, now's the time.
Yeah, leggings are down to 10, normally 25. Tunics are normally 35. We have those at 15. And skirts we normally have at 38, and they're down to 15 also. So
Stock up.
Yep, it's the best time to get savings. But like Michelle said, limited supplies, only while they last. So get out there, get what you want before it's gone.
That's all right.
All right, well, I guess that's it for us. So I'm going to let Michelle close us out, and thank you guys so much for listening.
Okay, so as always, we really appreciate you guys tuning in every week. We appreciate the fact that you tell your friends and share our content. We couldn't do any of this without you. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast, and that way you'll never miss an episode. So we hope you have a wonderful, magical, fantastic week ahead, and we will see you real soon.
Our trip around the Magic Kingdom is almost complete. I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please gather your belongings, watch your head and step as you exit, and take small children by the hand.
On behalf of our entire flight crew, thanks for soaring with us.
Now I will raise the safety bar, and a ghost will follow you home.